everybody? Welcome to Country Boy Podcast. This is your host, Cole Torres. I'm here with Fire Driven, and we actually have a guest on the show today, Carlos P., Marine
Cheers.
veteran. Yeah, cheers to you too, brother. Hey, so
cheers.
Thank y'all for joining the podcast. This is a brand new podcast. We got the website set up and everything. We got the Instagram. We're all set up this time, and I only say this because myself and Fire Driven have actually done some podcasts in the past together. Fiery Excellence, and we just tell us a little about that one, Carlos, because that was actually your podcast.
Yeah, so me and Cole got the idea to start up a podcast. I think it was about 2 years ago. And when we started the podcast, we didn't know anything about it. I mean, that was the trend, back during COVID days. Everybody was starting podcasts. We'd see it on TikTok. We'd see it on Twitch. And that's where we kind of got the idea from. So we were just like, yo, let's start a podcast. Let's just start talking about our lives. Like, we're funny, so we could do it.
I'm funny.
So we started up the podcast. I think we did 2 episodes. I posted it on my YouTube channel. And then we kind of got busy. Life hit.
Yeah.
And both of us kind of got busy with work and with family and stuff like that. So we kind of, stopped doing it. Back then we had like a couple friends that were just on there guests, and we were just kind of fucking around. But like I said, life hit, and we're back doing another podcast, the Country Boy Podcast.
We're here to have fun. That's what we're here to do.
Here to have fun.
And then we have Carlos P. on here too. Carlos P., for those of you who don't know, he is actually a veteran. We have a veteran on the show. Tell us a little bit about that. Did you do 4 years or?
Yeah, so I did 4.5 years, honorably.
4.5.
4.5. I got extended 6 months because
he had to mention honorably.
Yeah, he made sure. He made sure to put that in
you
there
never know, bro. Half of my friends that got out.
I don't want us to think that
half my friends got out. They did some stupid shit.
What did you do in the Marines?
I was a motor transfer mechanic, 3521. I was just a.
You threw the numbers in there.
Hey, just people may know.
Motor transport 3521.
There you go,
sir.
I like he saluted with 2 hands.
Yeah, because I saw that I did the left, and I was like, I'm gonna offend him. I better.
Yeah, I just do both.
Roger that, boss. We should have called him here in uniform.
Oh, dude, no.
He's sick of that fucking uniform.
I'm done.
Wear that no more.
4.5 years, I'm done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that for 3 years, and then I was training in CO, which basically just you do all the paperwork, you take accountability of all the Marines, so on and so on. And then I had to do 2 hip surgeries, and that's why I got a medical extension for 6 months. Marine Corps fucked me up physically.
Was it fixing the diesels that had you get the hip surgeries?
No, it was all the fucking like physical shit that we did. Like we did hikes, fucking like 80-pound bags, 60-pound bags.
Oh, okay.
Long time, things like that. Over time, that shit fucks you up.
So now you're done with the Marine Corps, right? You're no longer.
I'm no longer in the Marine Corps. I got out last week, Thursday.
So what's next?
So I'm gonna be here, in North Carolina for another year. I just signed another lease, because Florida, that's where I'm from, is very expensive. So my plan is to be a cop in the future, once I heal up and go crazy. But that's my plan. So all my lifetime in Florida, it's my hometown. All my lifetime, I always want to be a cop, and the reason I joined the Marine Corps was so I can have that experience, that quota, that because that's what I'm looking for. It's just your qualifications.
It's a career that's hard to get into, and recently really with me too. I've been browsing around at a few police departments, and the big thing that kind of stopped me was life experience. So I've been working at Target for the past, I think now that this new store, it's been since the last time I talked to Carlos, so about 2 years since we started that podcast, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been about 2 years I've been at the store almost. It's been great, I'll tell you that. Like, I've met a lot of people there that I would, if I could go back and do it different, I wouldn't. Like, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
But no, like all these departments want life experience, and it's like, dude, like I'm 21. Like, I've worked in retail my whole life. Like, I don't have that kind of life experience. I don't know what to tell you. So I get you in that sense. But I ain't going to the Marine Corps.
I mean, Fire Driven was in it too. So
I'll tell you what, the big thing that's like a puller for it is like the benefits when you're a veteran.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy the benefits they give them veterans.
Especially if you get out on medical.
Oh, it's different for medical.
Yeah. So if you got like DOD percentage, DOD, they can give you like let's say like 40% DOD and then like 100% VA rating, and you get those two paychecks combined like every month.
So you're still getting paid.
No, I'm not getting paid anymore. I'm not getting paid right now. But I have to heal up. I gotta figure out even if I can even get back into where I was before, because I gotta start running. I gotta start going all that shit. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. If that makes sense. I gotta like slowly bring myself up,
right?
Endurance wise.
Physical therapy.
Yeah, and start going physical therapy too. So it's just it's gonna hurt if it turns out I can't be a cop, and it's like it is what it is. But I mean, I don't regret. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't either. Joining the Marine Corps, it might be hell, it might be fucking shit, it might suck.
It was a fun experience,
but it was definitely an experience. The boys that you come close to, the fucking boys, the brotherhood that you make, it's like that camaraderie. It's just something you don't ever experience, like ever.
So let me tell you one thing, and I thought about this because I've been trying to become a cop, and so I just bought a Glock 19. So it's like it's a smaller Glock. It's not the small one, but it's a compact.
Right.
And it's 9mm. I took it out to the range on Sunday, and I took it shooting. So I had those little orange earplugs you put in your ear.
Yeah.
So I put the orange earplugs in my ear, right? And then I took the right one out because my little nephew was talking to me. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And so I took it out so I could hear him, and I stick it in my pocket. And then he stops talking, and I forgot to put it back in, and I shoot the gun. And dude, my ear is still ringing. Yeah. Like as you guys are talking, I can hear my ear still ringing from like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days ago. And I was looking up on like Reddit and stuff. And you got a bunch of fucking trolls on Reddit where they're like, "Oh yeah, I shot a Glock back in '72 and my ear's still ringing." And I'm like, "Fuck you, man!" Like you're making me over here thinking that my ear's gonna like. But I'm like, how did those cops do it? Like they get involved shooting, and it's like, dude, what? Like, does the ringing stop? Because it's been ringing for 3 days. Not loud, but
I mean,
mine was only 9mm. The cops where I'm from shoot 40 caliber now. They switched over to Smith & Wesson 40 caliber.
Yeah. So. I mean, if you have that training, it might even just be like the situation that you're in. If you have to withdraw your firearm and shoot, you're not going to be thinking about, oh, my ears hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of like that split decision that you're not thinking about that shit. Yeah, exactly.
So. I mean, I've definitely had my fair share of experiences where I would leave my little earplug out. And I was shooting a rifle.
Oh, that's even worse.
Especially if somebody, like, I used to shoot competition. So there'd be like 20 people shooting, their competition rifles. It'd be loud as hell. And so when me and my family were on the range, I would be talking to them, and then they'd be like, range going hot, and I forget to put it in the earbuds, and they start shooting, and I just go, oh shit, like.
Yeah. Knock it off. So what's new with you, Fire Driven, since the last time I've talked to you, job wise? So I know, and so let me tell you guys a little backstory. So it made the website for Country Boy Podcast, right? And I included in the website, like if you go and you look at it, like there's a little thing about me, like a California boy from the heart of California. Yeah. Like of course I'm from California. I live by the fucking beach, nice weather, not to brag, better than fucking Florida.
You're rich. No, I get it. No worries.
No, by no means. But then I was like, what do I put for Carlos? Like, so I put like from the heart of Georgia, because like I know he lives in Georgia, and then I put like dipping his toes in each job. Because it's like every time I hear from Carlos, like this fucker's got a new job. Yeah, it's like first he was a teacher, now he's childcare, then he's trying to sell me a fucking water jug, and I'm like, dude, I still have 2 water jugs in my garage from when you sold me one last time. So it's like every time I talk to this guy, he has a new job. So like, what are you working as now, bro?
Yeah. So I think the last time we did a podcast, I was in childcare. Year and a half later, I was doing marketing, door-to-door sales. That's
where you sold me the water jug, right?
Where you got the 2 jugs from. Yeah. And now I'm in real estate. So with me, honestly, like I can find a job literally tomorrow and, just go into that job and get like have heavy experience from it. that way when I can put it on my resume, like, you know, proficient in Spanish or like, you know, marketing skills and things like that. And honestly, I've, you know, after talking, like, I'm a young dude. So after talking with the old heads, they're just like, yeah, 21. So after talking with the old heads, they're just like, yo, get your experience while you're young. Like,
dude, yeah.
Start doing these new, like, I talked to you maybe like a week ago about, you know, going into corrections together.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like,
no, like
that's
I'm saying, because like that's my thing of like where I want to be law enforcement, and it's like I'm gonna have to get that life experience at some point.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to get in something to get the life experience, and that's definitely a great way to do it. And who knows, like maybe I'll like corrections, maybe you'll like corrections, and we can do it.
I heard corrections is a step in the door to like patrol.
It definitely is, but I'm having a hard time getting into it right now because I talked to the recruiter and they were just like, yeah, I'm looking at your resume. You ain't got no life experience, so we got to kind of like doctor this up a little bit so I can get you in. But I mean, after talking with the old heads, like they say, do as much as you can before, you know, you get old in age and can't do this type of stuff anymore. Because ultimately it's about finding your passion. Maybe my passion right now is marketing, but maybe down the line it will be being a police officer or corrections officer or what have you. So, you know, I like exploring. I like finding new jobs. I didn't know that I was going to be doing door-to-door sales ever in my life, and until I did it for a year and a half. So
yeah, I remember hearing about that every day.
Yeah,
because you were working like almost the whole day.
Dude, I was working hectic hours. Like that's why I think me and you stopped communication for like a little bit. You were working and I was working 12-hour days.
I was when I went to with me recently, I started Target. Like I said, I've been there 2 years. So this isn't new for me. When I was working at Target prior, I was what they called service and engagement. And I think Carlos did a little bit of Target, so he probably knows what that is. Service engagement was like front end. So now at this store, I'm what they call a closing expert. So all I do is I close the store. So it's like I leave at 3 p.m. I start at 3 p.m., 3:30. So I'm gone at that time till 11:30 midnight. So it's like with you guys being in different time zone, it's like when I leave, you guys aren't on. When I get home, it's like you guys are fucking knocked out.
Yeah.
So it was just really weird for me. But I will say, like, I've met a lot of friends there. But it's got to the point where, like, one of the big things for me, like I was telling Carlos, I think months ago, is I started going back to church, and it was like, I'm learning all these things. Like, of course, I didn't grow up in the church. Like, I know a lot of people did, but I didn't. So I'm learning like all these things. And one of the big things that stood out to me is like friendships. Like, who am I surrounding myself by?
Right.
And that's kind of where I've taken a step back. Like, for a while, I was like police department. But now I'm like kind of focusing on myself. Like I'm trying to make a better person of myself. And so I've started to take a hard look at that. Like, who am I surrounding myself by? And I definitely had a couple friends where, have you ever heard of a 3 a.m. friend?
Yeah.
So it's like somebody you can call like 3 a.m. and they're there, right? They're like guns loaded, like speeding across the freeway to get there. I figured like, I found out I was like a 3 a.m. friend for like a lot of people that weren't for me.
Right.
And it was like kind of like, what the fuck?
I remember hearing about these people.
yeah, like what the fuck's your problem? And so I've definitely dropped a lot of people recently. I don't know. It's not so much like, of course, like all the friends that I've had, they're like brothers to me. So I don't drop them in the sense where like if they called me tomorrow, like I'm not saying I wouldn't be there, but it's like friends from a distance, you know. Right. Like I'll do my thing, you do your thing. Have you had anything like that?
Yeah, my mom will tell you that I'm not the best at keeping friends. To be honest with you,
I think
makes sense. Yeah.
When I first met you, bro, I didn't think I was gonna keep you as a friend. Believe me, because you drove me fucking crazy.
Oh yeah,
he's a dickhead too.
He is. God damn. I mean, me and Cole have known each other for what, 8 years now?
It's been about. I remember since we came on Roblox.
Yeah, you started. You actually started me into like gaming roleplay. You know. But I mean, my mom will tell you I'm not the best at keeping people as friends because, like, as soon as like me, I'm real petty, and y'all already know that I'm real petty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the first sign of me knowing that like you're just not for me, I don't have to talk to you anymore, right? So I think like y'all are my like it's weird because y'all are. I know you guys online, and you guys are like best friends to me, and
Right.
I've known you guys for the longest amount of time. But like the people that I meet in person, it's just like they do something that's like out of pocket, and that just rubs me the wrong way, and I'm just like, I don't need you, right?
So
So
yeah, it's like, bro, like there's those friends that like they won't check up on you.
yeah,
And like this is, and those who know me know, like I didn't grow up with my parents. Like this is a hard time of the year for
same
me, like
here.
with Mother's Day coming up, and I know like Fire Driven the same way. Like
Mhm.
Mother's Day coming up, like it's a hard time of the year, like that we don't all have our mothers, like it's that kind of situation. But
Right.
it's like you kind of, it's these times where it's like you figure out like who's your ride or die, like who's checking up on you, and a lot of
Yeah.
people just aren't. And that's where I kind of really got involved in like the gym lately. Like, dude, I used to never go to the gym, and you could probably
Yep.
fucking tell. Like I'm a slim guy as it is, and then to add
I'm
on that I
not.
wasn't going to the gym. Oh yeah, we all know. We're not all built like that. But bro, no, the gym's like a place where I can go and just like, dude, I'm by myself, just working out. And I've had a few friends like get a little offended lately because like they started me off at the gym, and then I kind of went and bought my own membership, and now I'm like at the gym working out, and they're like, hey, you want to work out at 9 a.m. And I'm like, I'm gonna go tonight. And they're like, what? You don't want to work out with me anymore? And I'm like, dude, like I do, but
I'm working.
there's some days where like I just need it to myself, man.
Yeah.
Like that's my getaway.
I definitely feel where they're coming from. I think it just depends on the type of person you are. Whereas you might want to, do your workouts alone and stuff. But like me, like if no one's going with me, I just feel lonely. And I'm just like, okay, well, what the fuck do I do today? Do I do arms, legs? Like what? Like, do I even want to go to the gym?
So what you're telling me is you're like a female.
No,
It's like, hey, where do you want to go
No.
eat? And you're like, well, I like Chick-fil-A, but Baker sounds good, and there's a Denny's down the street. What do you want? And then I'm like, oh well, I like In-N-Out. You're like, oh no, I just had In-N-Out. It hurts my stomach now. Like, you're
No,
one of those.
what I'm saying is that for a lot of people, it's more so of a fun and wholesome experience. If like you don't even have to be working out with me, but like if you're in the same, like if you're in my presence, I just
You're
know
there.
like, okay, cool. Like it's like I'm that type of person. Like the reason that I don't surround myself with a lot of people and that I don't try to get attached to a lot of people very quickly is because, when I was growing up, if I get attached to some person, it was just like, well, damn, they're like all leaving me, right? So that's like an emotional like thing for me.
I feel like that's when you leave high school too, because like in high school, like so when I was in high school, I was an ASB, so like I had a significant amount of friends, like close friends. But now, like now that I look at where I'm at now, and like even after like who I've kind of like pushed aside, I could count my close friends on like one hand for sure.
Same, yeah.
And it's like I feel like there's some people who maybe they might have a ton of close friends, but mine I could definitely only count on one hand.
Right.
And that's just me personally. And I'm a very it's weird for me though, because I'm a very outgoing person. Like I'm very sociable. Like I talk to a lot of people, and so it's like dropping a lot of people. It's been different, I will say, but it's been the best thing for me, honestly. Like I've never felt healthier. I've never felt happier. I've never felt better. Like it's been the best thing.
That's
for
all
me.
that matters at the end of the day, honestly.
You drop any friends? You drop any friends, Carlos? Let us find out that you got 15 close friends.
No,
you ain't telling us about.
No, I think I did tell you and Carlos that. So my line of work, it requires me, like it's mandated that I have to talk to these different peoples and kind of be fake in the presence of them
when you're selling homes.
Right, exactly. So like you got to be personable. You got to be able to talk about these different types of things. You got to kind of get to know what they like. That way you can talk about it and get closer to the sale. So it's definitely harder for me not to make friends, but like I said, I get emotionally attached too easily, especially with people closer in age to me. So at work, I move these I don't want to say kids, but these young adults into a home, and I definitely think they're trying to get closer and closer to friends with me. But like it's that emotional like I try not to get attached in the case that they get ready to leave or like they get mad for whatever reason and they're no longer in my life. You know what I mean? But no,
it's hard though. I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was like a church podcast, and there was like I was listening to the podcast. I was listening to it at work, so it's like going in one ear out the fucking other. Right. But I remember there's this one part that got stuck in my head, and I kept replaying it. It was like, how many of us have friends that like are happy for you, celebrate you, like aren't jealous of you, like jealousy isn't there. Like when something goes good for you, how many of us have those friends where it's like, oh, dude, great, and it's like a lot of us have like, why the fuck did that happen to you, not me?
Right.
Like if you won the lottery, it's like, what the fuck? I play the lottery every fucking week. Like, why the fuck didn't I win the lottery? But fucking Carlos plays it once and he fucking wins the jackpot.
And instead of, dude, that's fucking amazing.
Like,
and then,
dude, what the fuck are you gonna buy?
Right, and then the other person would be like, dude, you know what? You're so supportive of me. Let me help you out too. Right?
I know Carlos wouldn't do that. Like if he won the lottery, like Perez, not to hate or anything, but me and you would be out of the picture. Like we wouldn't hear from him. Like
that's not true.
His account would disappear. It would be like,
I don't think
see where Carlos went.
I don't think he'll do that. Gone. I don't think he'll do that. This motherfucker will call me up like random fucking time of the day and just be like,
be the 3 a.m. call.
Hey man, what are you doing? Be like, I'm sleeping. What's up? I'm just checking up on you. Okay, all right, call me tomorrow. Like
I do the same thing to call.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. You do that when my real friends don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
like,
bro.
It's just
hold on. I'm not a real friend.
Okay, you're not a real life person friend. I have not seen you.
Like these friends that I
Next
have,
week.
like in my life, like some of these coworkers that I've made friends, like I don't get calls, I don't get texts from them, like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, where you been, bro? Like, there's days at work where I could be the quietest person and I don't hear from nobody. Dude, I don't respond to Carlos for fucking an hour and a half, and I'm getting a text from like, hey, what the fuck's going on with you?
Yeah.
And then I leave him on red, don't respond to his text. I'm getting a phone call. He's fucking blowing my phone up at 7 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. This morning you called me at 7 in the morning.
Yeah. So he called me 2 days ago at like 7 a.m. and he was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you answer?
Hold on, wait. We need clarity. Okay, so I'm in EST, meaning I'm in like the southern states. He's in California, so he's 3 hours behind me.
I'm 3 hours behind. So it was 7 a.m. for me. So he calls me at 7 a.m. I didn't answer. I called him later, probably 10 o'clock when I woke up. He was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you answer me? He was all pissed off. And so I explained, I was sleeping. And so then last night I was working on everything for the podcast, and it was like, I think it was like 4 a.m. I was up late last night working on everything. And so I was like, 4 a.m. I was like 3 hours ahead, 7 a.m. for Carlos. Like, he's definitely up at this time. Fucking call him. It goes to voicemail. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how are you going to call me at 7 a.m.? And then I call you at 7 a.m. And it's like, oh, well, fuck you. Okay. Then I talked to him today, and he's like, well, I saw the call come through, but I just didn't want to answer it. I was like, oh, well, fuck you. Really fuck you now, bro.
So, okay, wait. Let me explain myself, okay?
Yeah,
so I work a lot. I'm going to be honest.
And he has the whole week off.
Right. This week I have the whole week off, right? So I call it my relaxation week, right? He calls me at 7 a.m. I'm up. I'm still in the bed. I'm just waking up.
He acts like I was calling him to write an essay.
Like he called. No. He called and it woke me up. And I was just like, who the hell is calling me? Like you get the look buzz, buzz, and it's on my pillow. So it startled me when I woke up. And so I look. I'm like, Cole, what the fuck is he?
Like, what the fuck's he doing?
Like, what the fuck is he doing up? It's 4 a.m. for him. So, like, I had half a mind to be like, yo, hello. And then the other half was like, I'm still in bed right now. I don't want to talk to anybody.
I do the same thing, dude. Because that's not the first time I've sent Carlos to voicemail at 7 a.m. Because he calls me all the time at 7 a.m. And I call him back later and I'm like, dude, for the last fucking time, I'm on Pacific Standard Time. It's 7 a.m. It's not 10 a.m. It's 7 a.m. Like, I don't know what the fuck's your problem.
Bro, we're so close that my 10 a.m. to me is like 10 a.m. over there for him. So I'm calling at 10 a.m. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking 10 a.m. He's up.
Yeah,
Let's call him.
I've had a cup of coffee yet.
Up.
And the worst thing is, I sleep with my ringer on my nightstand because, like, if somebody did call me for a problem, like, I'd want to be able to answer, and I want to just be like, I want to hear it. And I have a loud fucking ringtone, so it's like, and I look at like Carlos's picture of his fucking black forehead on my fucking phone, and I'm like, what does this guy fucking want? See, I gave Prez my number. I have no problems with that. I don't get calls at 7 a.m.
I don't call him at 7 a.m. But this motherfucker does call me random throughout the day and just like, hey man, can you translate?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah.
Earlier, Carlos, you said you spoke Spanish.
Like, he did. I heard him say that.
He did say that. But this motherfucker calls me for me to translate for him. Like, hey man, can you translate?
The thing with Carlos is he speaks broken fucking Spanish.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
exactly. He does. 100%.
So when people when fluent people start coming to me and talking to me, they just talk all fast, and I'm just like, okay, well, slow it down so that I can understand some pieces of what you're saying, so I can try, to reciprocate what you're saying to me in my broken freaking Spanish. And they don't do that. They just go,
yeah, that's true.
It's like, oh my god! Like when I call him to translate, he hears the people and they're just talking so damn fast. So he's like,
I was at work the other day and I have a name tag that says "Hablo Español," like as a joke. And those who know that I made the name tag, like it's a fucking inside joke. And it was my only name tag one day, so I wore it. And of course, that's the day I get a Spanish lady. She comes up and she's like talking. She's like yapping, and she's like, "Hablo Español." And I said, "Oh, sí, hablo poquito." Like, yeah, I speak a little. She starts like throwing words at me, like 100 words a minute, like paragraph, and I'm like, "Lady, like I said, I speak a little. Like you're giving me a book here."
Yeah, slow it down. Like that's
there's
what they
no
do.
way I'm gonna be able to keep up with that. I didn't know Press. Well, I should have known by his last name, but I didn't know he spoke Spanish.
He's Venezuelan.
Yeah, I'm Venezuelan, fluent Spanish.
So
now I do forget some shit sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta like. Fuck, how do you say that?
He forgets English too.
Yeah, I do.
I do. I do too. All the time.
I do too. I'll be fucking fumbling words in English.
So, is your first language Spanish then, and you learned English, or
yeah? So I was born in Venezuela. I moved to the U.S. when I was 9, and then I just went through ESOL. That's what it was called. It was like they basically teach you how to speak proper English.
No wonder your speech fucking broken English all the time.
Let's not move past the point where Cole says, "Yeah, so you're from Venezuela, so you speak Venezuelan?"
I was about to say that. You heard me say that?
I was like, I was about to say that. I ignored it. I was like, okay, Venezuelan. I mean, English, there. Spanish, But
see, this is the thing with fucking Carlos. He likes to point shit out.
That's a part of my joke. I'm a comedian. I have to.
Yeah.
Okay, real estate agent, comedian, marketing.
Anything else?
Still can't become a correctional deputy though, because his resume's not good enough.
Yeah, it's not. Don't have the life experience. I can't put 5M cop on there.
He'll be in the jails telling jokes. They'll fucking kick his ass.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are young, right? Like Cole, you're what, 21?
I just turned 21, March, end of March.
And then Carlos, you're 21 too.
Yep.
Yeah, bitch, I'm
27. 22 this year.
So
that's the thing. It's like I read something the other day where it was like your 20s are your times to like discover things. Dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And you don't have to have things figured out in your 20s. And I've been hard on myself recently. I've been like trying to have everything figured out in my 20s.
Yeah,
it's took a fucking toll on me, man.
I feel that.
I was I don't know, for a while it was just like I was so down. Like I was like, dude, like what the fuck am I doing, man? Like I don't have anything fucking figured out. And I had some friends who were there and they were like, oh dude, you're fucking 20, like go live it up. And I'm just not one to go out and party like that though.
Me either.
Okay, dude,
I'm not.
Every time I get a text
every night,
from
bro,
I'm going out for drinks.
Yeah, I'm going out for drinks. And then you see
I'm glad there's somebody else
there's like
here
3
this time.
bitches around
him. Okay, okay, all right.
They're all dancing on his lap.
He don't party though. He don't party. I'm
a homebody.
Bro, I'm fucked up right now.
So all right, Cole knows this especially, and Carlos has known this for a minute. I really don't go out. I really don't. But recently, people have been trying to be close to me, and they're just like, "Yo, you need to come over, let's have a little bit of fun. And even when I'm there, I don't really drink like that. Like they will, I can call somebody up and be like, "Yo, do I do it like when I go to these parties with you guys? Do you guys see me getting wasted drunk?" And they're just like, "No, like maybe I'll have a shot." But
Yeah.
I mean, on a normal basis, I don't go out. I don't like interacting with people. I really don't, unless I'm at work. I really don't like interacting with people.
So I interact with people. That's where I'm the big difference. I interact with people. I love talking to people, but my big thing is I'm not a confrontational person. So
Yeah.
like if if me and you have problems, like I'm not gonna be the first. Like, call me childish, call me whatever you want. I'm not gonna be the one to sort it out. Like, I'm not a confrontational person, especially like family, friends. Like, I'll leave it at that, and I won't talk to you like ever again.
But
Like,
I think
I'm
there's a
to
way of
avoid the
going.
confrontation.
There's a way of going about it though. Like if I like for example, let's say Carlos owes me money and I go to him like, "Hey man, like I know you owe me money, like when you think you can pay back?" Versus like,
What the fuck's
"Hey
your
bitch,
problem?
when the fuck are you gonna pay me back? I've been waiting for the money for the last 2 weeks now." You know what I'm saying? Like there's two ways of going about it. Yeah, you can confront somebody about the issue, but if you like escalate it
I
to
would say
confrontation,
I'm not confrontational in the sense where, like, if we have problems, like, I'm not gonna address it at all. Like, I'm just gonna fucking walk past, head down, not say nothing. Like,
Well, that's where you guys know I'm the opposite. You
yeah.
guys know I'm the opposite. Like I'm that friend that like if you don't want to say something to that person, I'll go up there and say it because I understand.
me
You don't give a
I ain't
fuck. You
scared
don't
of
give a
nobody.
fuck. You
me
really
and
don't give a
Fire
fuck.
Driven actually stopped talking for a while,
We did.
and I can't remember what it was
I
about.
don't know what it was about, but me and you like
But I was not the one to reach out. I will say that.
yeah, I did reach out. But me
Like I
and
said,
him
I'm
used
not a
to like
confrontational
back in the
person
day. Me and Cole used to rub heads like this, like this. Like I
all the
remember
time.
back in North Facts, like we would be butting each other's heads every time.
Yeah, we were both had more knowledge than the other one.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Carlos is he thought he had a big resume before he had a big resume, and so he thought he fucking knew everything. And it's like he's a know-it-all, is what he is. He's a big-headed know-it-all. Even but since he's kind of chillaxed on it, either that or maybe I've learned to zone it out. I don't know which one it is.
Probably that.
It's like I just when he starts yapping about all he knows, I stop listening to him.
Probably.
Like,
but no. I think I have cooled down a little bit. Back in I think it was 2018 when we met, or 2017. Back in 2017, I was just like, yeah, I know this shit. You're not gonna tell me what I know. I know this. But now I'm just like I'm more of an observant person. I think I am. But obviously, if we got a problem, I think I'm big shit. I think I'm big shit, and I'll do this in real life. Like you can't beat my ass until you do.
Yeah,
I tell my friend, I'm like, what did I saw a post on TikTok and it was like, you won't get your ass beat. We won't get our ass beat together because I'll start slinging lead like no other.
Yeah,
and
my
it's
mom.
Like, I know Carlos is good for that one.
My mom taught me at a young age, that there is no such thing as a fair fight. She taught me when I was in school and I was a scrawny little dude. Don't fight like with your hands. Pack up your backpack with books and stuff and start hitting people with it.
Carlos in the hallways like,
yeah. So like I remember a time where I was so scrawny and I used to get bullied in middle school. And so there was these tall, like 6 foot dudes, like real buff, that would always pick on me. Like one time they had a hat that my grandfather had gave me. Mind you, my grandfather had passed at the time. So it was sentimental. And I was wearing it because it was like hat day at school. And these big burly dudes took this hat and they started playing like what's the thing?
Monkey in the middle.
Yeah, they started playing Monkey in the Middle. And I don't know what came over me, but I just got this big built attitude. I grabbed the chair that was sitting under a desk and I started swinging. I was going ham. And so I got suspended for 2 weeks.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck about anything.
No.
Ever since I met him.
No, I hung out with a lot of people in school and I didn't really have problems like that with people. But I grew up in a different area than you did too. I don't know
Yeah, I
what
mean,
kind
growing
of
up in
people
middle
you had in your
school, scrawny dude. I wore glasses. I had this little fro going on.
Oh,
So
not the
people,
fro.
yeah. So people thought that
With
they
the
could just
wired
do.
earbuds.
Yeah, exactly. So people thought that they could just do whatever to me and just get away with it. So and it came to a point where I was just like, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. like,
For
like
me, for
I
me
lost
going
my
through
parents and
school,
stuff. So it's
for me going through school, I didn't have my parents. I was raised by my grandparents. So
yep,
I was like, dude, my grandparents were older at the time. So they believed a lot different, I will say, than everybody else did.
yeah,
Like I remember going through like middle
old
school.
school.
Like, dude, my friends had like these iPhones and dude, like they had everything. And like my grandparents were like, oh, you don't need that. In middle school, I got my first phone, and let me tell you, it was a flip phone that had minutes.
Yep, yep. I remember
And
that.
yeah, and it was like I had the phone, and like I could text people all I wanted. But the moment I called somebody, it was like my minutes started running out. And these people are trying to talk, and I'm like, dude,
Gotta go.
like my minute's not about to run out because my grandfather's gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like even like with the neighbor kids, it's like when the street lights came on, I had to be inside.
Yeah.
Like it was time to eat and go to bed. And then I was in a mainly Hispanic community, so it's like all these other kids, like they could roam the streets till 3 a.m. Their parents didn't give a fuck. They could miss school whenever they wanted, like because they were sick. Like me, I didn't fly in my household.
Yeah. Growing up with your grandparents, man. I mean, I did the same thing. That's why when I got into middle school, I was just like, fuck life. Like I don't give a shit. Like I could go to jail right now. I don't care.
I will say when I meet somebody who's also been raised by, like their grandparents' older figure, like you can tell. And I've been told that people can tell that I've been raised like by my grandparents as well. It's just
There's a different way of going about things that you realize. Like some of these kids would act like they have no sense of home training. Whereas if you tried to do that, you get your ass beat.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, some of these things these kids do today, I'm like, dude, my grandfather
like,
would
back
have
in the day,
my fucking ass, dude.
If I would have done that, what?
Dude, back in the day,
Like,
I was
talking back
riding
to your
bikes, bro.
parents.
I was riding bikes. I was fucking doing some stupid shit.
Perez is a
Nowadays,
little older, so back in his
True.
day when he did something wrong,
Yeah.
they had to write a telegram to the sheriff that was two towns over and fucking.
All right, bitch. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. I'm not that old.
I joke with my grandpa about that all the time because he's always saying like, "Oh, when I was a kid, I used to go do this, this, and that. You should go do this with your friends." I'm like, "Yeah, the cops drive cars now." I'm like, dude, when you were a kid, like if you did something wrong and the neighbor wanted to report you, they had to write a telegram to the county sheriff that was two towns over, mail it to him. Then the sheriff got the telegram and he like drove 3 days to get back to the town. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Or you get on the little phone the little rotator phone.
Oh, yeah.
Ring,
ring, ring. Yeah.
Hi, Barney Fife.
Now all you got to do is call Siri. Hey Siri, call 911. Like,
yeah, and dude, they don't let you do anything anymore. It's like you ride your bike past 11 o'clock and the cops are out there like rolling up on you. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, "I'm on my bike. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
No, but these
just
kids nowadays are like, dude, they're vaping now. They're fucking drinking. They're fucking going out.
As he's holding up his vape, he's like,
Okay, motherfucker.
Right.
I'm 28. I can smoke all I want. But when it comes to fucking like little fucking like children, like little fucking 13-year-olds, they're just fucking smoking weed. They're smoking vapes. They're fucking drinking. They're doing like they're going out like going to clubbing with fake IDs. Like it's just it blows my mind. It blows my mind.
We wouldn't have thought about that stuff back in the day.
Dude, like I said, I was riding my bike.
I was cops and robbers.
Yes, dude, we were fucking like playing tag in the playground. Like, we were never doing that shit. Yes.
Mom, can I go over to little Jimmy's house so that we can play games?
Oh, and if they let you spend the night, oh man,
my god! Hold on, they gotta get to know your parents first. If they don't know your parents,
yeah, they're gonna walk over there and meet them, man. It was hard. It was hard when the neighbors' parents only spoke Spanish.
Oh yeah.
21 questions for
if
that.
I don't know them, you're not going over there.
They just nod their head. I will tell you though, I live by some Hispanic neighbors. His mom made the best food. Like I would show up on purpose every day, like about the time they ate, and I would act so confused. She's like, "Oh, you guys are eating right now?" And then she'd always be like, "Yeah, ¿quieres comer?" And I'm like, "Oh, sí." It was so good, dude. Yeah. She made all kinds of good stuff. Soup, fucking sopa. It was just. I live where I grew up. I was eating food from the crock pot. Like I had the white dishes. I didn't get the Venezuelan dishes.
Venezuelan.
So I had like the pot roast out of the crock pot where I'm like chewing it, and I'm like, it's beef jerky,
chorizo, all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Redneck
So
shit.
it was a redneck shit. They're fucking.
There it is. Redneck shit.
I didn't get redneck shit.
White
No, we
people
didn't
shit.
kill nothing. I need it. Yeah, I definitely white people shit.
And I had that pork and beans and rice and red beans and like I had a mixture of food.
Collard greens, mac and cheese,
yeah,
watermelon punch.
No, I don't like watermelon. I don't like watermelons and fried chicken. Those are two things.
You
that
don't
I
like watermelon and
despise.
black chicken?
Dude, he's
Fried
told me this
chicken,
before, and I'm like, what a fucking coincidence, man.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
what a fucking coincidence.
Like watermelons are disgusting to me, and I hate fried chicken. I can go ask my mom right now. Mom, do I eat fried chicken? No, I don't like that stuff.
It's just not the food for you, huh?
No,
Boys, I'll
not
be
at
right
all.
back. I gotta refill my beer.
Oh gosh,
But I'm still here.
man.
But I'm still here. I'm still listening.
Alcoholic.
Oh,
No, I don't
man.
even. So I grew up. We definitely grew up in a different time
Is my
frame.
camera
than,
lagging for you?
Yeah, it is kind of. It keeps getting up every once in a while.
Interesting.
comes in and
Okay.
out, but different time frame than what everybody else kind of now grew up in. It's just different, like what everybody allows now.
Yeah, and it gives you perspective. Like if I had kids right now, how would I raise them? I would definitely raise them the way that I was raised. Maybe a little bit differently, but definitely the way that I was raised.
That's just that dives into the cost thing though. It's like everything's so expensive now. Like trying to raise kids. Like I remember like looking into like rent and stuff like that. And remember that I live in California, so it's a lot different for me than it is for you guys. But like rent here is like $2,500-$3,500 for like a couple
Trust me,
bedroom.
I've looked at the market. I've been trying to get out there.
In yeah, dude, California. I've been trying to get out of here. That's why I remember when Carlos called me maybe 3 weeks ago about the corrections thing. I was like, dude, whatever you have, like, throw it at me. Like, honestly, I'm ready to go. I was just talking to my boss the other day. I was like, you know what? Like, one of the big things for me recently is I've been closing so much that I feel like I'm so distant from my friends that are there for me. Like I'm gone at all times of the evening because it's like you're on at like in the evening, you know, Perez is on in the evening and I'm always working. So it's like I get 1 maybe 2 days a week to actually come on and spend time with you guys, and it's like I felt so disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were gone for a little bit. Like you were gone for maybe like a month and a half. Like I didn't hear anything from you. Like I asked Carlos,
Dude,
"Hey,
yeah,
where's Cola?" He's like, "He's been working, bro." I was like, "Bam."
Dude, that month and a half, like I was, family trouble. Like I've had a lot of family trouble recently. I've just trying to been. I've been like I took some time. I will say that it took some time to like figure myself out. Like I dropped a lot of friends. Like I started going to church again. Like I was heavily, going to church twice a week, if not more. And honestly, like I took a lot of trips to the beach. Like that's my favorite place to go. Carlos knows that. Like I just go sit on the beach. I'll sit there by myself and fucking, watch the fucking waves. But I definitely needed time for that. So that's been me recently. Like I've been changing things up, definitely throwing things up in the air. But no, like moving, like if Carlos texted me and he wanted to move to fucking Arkansas, like I'd be like, hey, yeah, let me know.
Let's do it.
I'd be like, let me know. I've been trying to make it out to Georgia to go hang out with Carlos, but it's like, dude, everything's so fucking expensive.
Everything's over. I mean, over here, obviously it's not as expensive as California, but everything is pretty expensive. Like to get over there where I work, to get a 1-bedroom apartment, it is, I think, $1,600.
Which isn't bad compared to here.
And a 2-bedroom apartment is like $2,200-$2,300.
And so what's the pay in Georgia?
So I think average starting costs, or average like minimum wage is definitely like $7, but like if you have like a resume or whatever, you can get $15 starting off. I started off at 17. I get paid 23 now plus commission.
So
that's really
you said
good.
you started off at 17?
Yeah, I definitely started off because I think I negotiated kind of badly because when I was in door to door, I was making $1,700 a week, and I tried to relay that information over to the hiring manager, And she was just like, okay, well, what do you want to get paid? I was like, well, I don't know what people get paid minimum wage plus commission. So, well,
1,700 a week. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, so $17 an hour, is that? And she was like, oh, we could do that. And then I looked it up later.
She was real happy. She was
like,
17, no problem.
Yeah. And I looked it up later, and I was like, oh, average, leasing or real estate professional gets paid $22, $23 an hour plus commission. I was like, what? I was shocked. But I mean, I was getting paid $1,700 an hour, and I was definitely thinking about going back after.
Oh, it's a door to door.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing I've seen with like between the door to door and the leasing though, like leasing, like you're a set schedule, dude. Like I know you're home at 5:30, roughly, and you're gone in the morning. When it was like leasing, like dude, you were gone like
when it was door to door
all the time. Then you're like door to door. Sorry, when you were door to door, you were like gone, and then you were coming home. You're like going to sleep because you've been like working all day, and it's like I feel like to take a chip off the pay, but to be able to live like a little bit better life, it's like I'd take it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. I definitely agree with you. In the aspect of having my own time to do things. In the pay. But I think that both of them have their kind of benefits. Doing door to door, it was definitely the pay. Definitely like the growth opportunity. I was there. I think my first 3 months, I got promoted from a regular like sales rep to a corporate trainer. So I was training people, like in like the global,
right.
Whatever. And then I also got the experience to travel. So I went to Dallas, I went to Arizona, I went to South Carolina. And now I'm just at the same place. I just got transferred from one city to another, like that's closer to me, but I'm getting less pay. I'm not working out as much as I was when I was doing door to door because I would literally walk every day. I would run every day, and get my workout in. So definitely getting a little lazy.
Have you ever heard of Planters, like the little peanuts?
No.
It's like the little jar of like Planters peanuts, and it's like the guy that wears like the top hat, the black top hat.
Oh yeah.
So I saw this thing come up the other day. It was like on like Indeed or something, like the job thing. And it was for the little plant, like if you want to drive the Planters car, like the peanut, like you could drive the peanut. And it was like a travel thing. Like you're gonna travel all around the world and drive this little peanut motherfucking deal with a peanut suit on, and that's your job. And I was like, dude, like I would fucking do that. Like to be able to travel the world. Like I'm 21 years old. Like I'll go drive that peanut mobile wherever you want me to fucking drive that thing.
Nah, I don't think I would do that.
That would be like to be able to travel. Like I haven't had a job where I've been able to travel like you said you've had. So
you're in the Marine Corps. You travel.
There you go. There you go.
Oh yeah, and a bad hip.
Hey, I'm just old. You're young, so you can
bald head.
You can still get away with it.
Rotator cuff.
Yeah.
That broken rotator cuff, bald head, bad hip.
Oh yeah.
Do I get one of those hats though?
These hats, the veterans hat.
If I get one of those hats, I might think about it.
You get it once you get out.
The thing about Perez is he's gonna like go into the store with his hat on.
Oh god.
And like
thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, like he's one of those people that want them to be like, thank you for your service, and he's gonna act all nonchalant about it, like,
just do my job.
No problem, dude. It's just who I am.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing I always like think about. Is like everybody's always like, oh, thank you for your service. Like, I didn't do shit. Like I didn't get deployed anywhere.
Yeah, he just worked on fucking.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I did. Like I didn't do
broke
shit.
His hip.
I went to Norway for 2 weeks. It was a non-combative zone. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't anything crazy.
I didn't actually get to fight for the country. I
didn't go to war. I didn't actually get deployed to a combative zone. Like I was just.
So they deploy your kind of people though to combative zones.
Your kind of people.
What does that mean?
Wait.
What the fuck does that mean?
Like the diesel mechanics. Sorry,
no, they do. They do.
They deploy Venezuelans to combat zones. Like diesel mechanics.
So the thing is, how
like he's like under diesel with his red. So he's like, oh, watch out!
All right, so I'm a 3521, right? Motor transfer mechanic. That motor transfer mechanic breaks into two categories or two jobs, I guess you can say. One is 3521, which is mechanic, and then 3529, which is an operator, right? So all you do is operate vehicles. Those two right there are the main ones that actually go into the front lines, because you always need a mechanic. If something goes out, in the field or something happens, you got to fix the truck. And then the operator is the one operating the vehicle. Everybody else is kind of like infantryman or, whatever, doing the gun. Now, yes, Marines are always riflemen. We're always gonna, regardless of what's going on, you're starting to get
So you're
deployed.
trained in it.
But
Yep.
yeah, but I'm just basically just trying to, if I go out there, like I would just fix trucks if something happens, which it hasn't happened.
So like, if you join the police department, do you join as like a fleet services or?
Well, police is different, obviously.
No, but when like you give them your experience, you're like, yeah, I was a diesel mechanic.
Bro, they pay pretty fucking good as a like a fleet mechanic or a fleet fucking maintenance person. Like I
For the
think
police department or for the military?
No, for the police department.
Oh,
They
okay.
pay
How
like
does the military work? Are you at a set pay?
it works with like your rank.
Hey, the 1st and the 15th.
It's just your rank, right? So every time you get promoted, you get a little bump up. If you've been
Like
that rank for a
$200.
certain amount, yeah, basically, if you're that rank for a certain amount of time, for like let's say a year, they bump you up if you haven't get promoted. It's kind of fucked up because if you're a lance corporal and you've been a lance corporal for 3 years, you get paid more than a corporal, which is the rank after. So it's kind of like it doesn't make sense why you would get paid more. But if you have more time in service or more time in that rank, you get paid more. And obviously, like if you're married or you get separations pay. You always get all these pays anyway. So when I went to Norway, I got like an additional like $2,000 because I was out there. But if you're in a combative or a hazardous situation or a environment, they pay you for that. It's called
They pay even more.
They pay you more, yeah. So, but my boy went on a mule, which is basically a ship, a naval ship, and he basically went all over the place. Africa, he went to Europe, he went to Japan.
If you want to travel, the Navy's the one to go to.
When I talked to my recruiter, they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna get this signing bonus, $3,000.
You're gonna get the Red Key and the Hellcat."
And then I talked to my senior drill instructor, and he was like, "Who the fuck told you that? You're not getting no damn bonus." I was like,
"Yeah, we don't get bonuses. To my understanding, Marines don't get bonuses. That is not a funny thing.
Yeah, that's the Army, the Navy, whoever else.
Now you do get a bonus if you go recruiting. If you go recruiting, they give you a bonus, or even like a drill instructor, they give you bonuses.
Oh, that's what Carlos wanted to do.
Oh my god, I wanted to be a drill instructor so bad. Oh my god.
So do you have to do a certain amount of time before you can be a drill instructor? Like, how does that work?
You have to be a corporal going into sergeant, like literally getting promoted to sergeant, or you have to be a sergeant. Yeah. And they give you 2 options when you become a sergeant. You can either go to recruiting duty or drill instructor duty, or drill instructor school.
Oh, so you gotta go to a separate school for it.
But you have to re-enlist is the initial thing. You have to re-enlist in order for you to go into that.
Yeah.
So, but
what, sign another 4 years? Or
yeah. Basically, you would sign another 4 years just so you can get sent to recruiter.
So you can re-enlist now if you wanted to.
Technically, yes, but I didn't want to. I just want to get the fuck out. So, but it's called a hit list. If you don't choose what you want to do, like let's say, I don't know if I want to be a recruiter or drill instructor, it's a hit list. So whatever that hit list says, you're gonna go do. Like you don't have a choice. At this point, you're fucked.
Yep.
So it is what it is.
Because if you don't, you go to jail, right?
No, if you deny your orders, to my understanding, you can't re-enlist, and then you won't pick up. So if you're like about to pick up sergeant, you won't pick up sergeant. Or if it's like you're already sergeant, but you're re-enlisted and you deny your orders, you're not gonna pick up sergeant. Does that make sense?
Now, what point is it that they send you to that military jail?
He knows that. He knows that.
My boy went to the brig, and that shit was no joke. Like, he was working at the armory, and he was stealing what do you call the fucking the brass. He was stealing brass from the armory. So he would go off base and sell it. And he'll make like a couple $1,000s. My other buddy, he did the same thing, but he sold over like $70,000 worth of shit.
Wow.
So he got caught. He went to the brig for 6 months, and then my boy went to the brig for 1 month. But the 1 month that he was there, like you're literally in a room like probably, I mean, to my understanding, that's what he told me, like just like this big. All you have is a rack, which is bed, and then like your fucking your toilet and your little sink, and that's it. And then when you get out, you're like handcuffed up here, You're handcuffed to your fucking ankles, and you're just walking, in an orange suit, and like you're there like 24/7. Like that shit sucks. To what he told me, dude, I was like, damn, those motherfuckers.
He was there a month.
He was there a month. He was there a
Guy was
month,
there 6 months.
and he wanted to like literally kill himself. Like he was not having it. He was not having a good time.
And so what happens after you do your month?
You just get discharged. Well, he didn't get dishonorable. He got other than honorable or general honorable.
A general?
Yeah, he got general honorable. So
honorable, even though he stole from the military. Huh?
So general honorable.
Yeah, there's like 4 different types of discharges, or 5. Obviously, honorable is the first one. Other than honorable is one. General honorable, dishonorable, and there's one more, and I don't remember what it is. But each discharge like prevents you from getting some benefits. If it's dishonorable, you're not getting shit like at all. You're not getting nothing.
I don't even think you can reenlist.
No, hell no. When you get dishonorable, you can't release.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's the brig is fucking crazy.
No joke.
It really is no joke.
What and if you go AWOL, they do the same thing, right?
Well, it depends. If you go AWOL and like you don't come back for like I think it's like 29 days, you go straight to the brig. If you come back, because I went AWOL actually, and I got in trouble. I got NJP'd. I lost my rank, half pay, and then restriction. And then I was supposed to go to Japan, but they changed my orders from Japan to North Carolina here. So I didn't go to Japan.
Why'd you go AWOL?
Because my schoolhouse. So how it works is you go to boot camp for 3 months, and then you go on your leave for about 10 days, and then once you're done with that leave, you go home or you go to MCT for a month, which is just combat training. And then after that month, you go into your schoolhouse. Each schoolhouse is different for each MOSs. So mine was 3 months, 3.5 months, 3 months. I was there for 3 months, and then I got my orders to go to Japan. And that was when the whole COVID shit was happening. So like we couldn't even leave base, we couldn't do shit. We had to be in base, like wearing masks. It was retarded. But anyway, from that point forward, we have 96s. 96 is 4 days off for every federal holiday. So like Christmas, fucking New Year's, 4th of July. We have fucking 4 days off, like very regular around the Marine Corps. But anyway, I was like, I'm gonna go home, see my family, say my goodbyes, and then come back. And nobody would know. Because at this point, I wasn't student status. I was more like a fleet Marine, but I wasn't a fleet Marine. So like there was never accountability. We didn't have formation. We didn't have to do any of that shit. And they just never knew where we were. So I was like, well, this is my fucking chance to go home for 4 days, come back, and then just go to, Japan for 4 years or 3 years. And long story short, I was drinking. One of my boys was like, hey, they're taking accountability. They want everybody information. And they basically just they're like, he's not here. So I got a gunny calling me on duty and was like, hey, where the fuck are you at, Double Dog? And I told him where he was. I came back. I was quarantined for a month because my buddy went to Texas too. So we're quarantined for a month. We're literally in a room, a barracks room for a whole month. We couldn't leave the room. We're there every time. People bring us food. And my orders just got changed. I lost rank to a private, and I went to my new duty station. So, but shit sucked. Like shit was ass when I first got there. So, but I was telling you guys earlier, I don't regret it one fucking bit. It was such a good fucking time. It was such an experience that you don't ever have or get to do. So
yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure Carlos can agree with me. Like the people that you bond with, it's nothing. Like I compare my best friends from like 20 years back home now to friends that I've only known for 3 years, but I see them every day. We do everything together. We work together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just fucking different. It's just a different, I guess.
You'll definitely have your good experiences, and then you'll have your not so good experiences.
Oh yeah.
I know the first day, I think it was it was when you got picked up by your drill instructors.
Fucking Black Friday.
Right.
Black Friday.
It was when you got picked up for your drill instructors. Black Friday. And we went to the chow hall for the first time. And I learned real quick not to fuck with my senior. And so you know how we're all lined up going into
the chow hall.
Hold on. going into the chow hall, and you have to line up with your tray and all that stuff, and then you go sit down. I was at the back of the line, back of the formation, and so I finally got to sit down and eat chow, and I was eating for like 30 seconds, and they said get up and get out. I was just like, yo, I didn't eat. I'm hungry. We've been running all day. I'm hungry. I'm gonna sit down and eat. So my drill instructor, he came up to me, and I didn't like this drill instructor, but he hated me too. He came up, he was like, son, you didn't hear what the fuck I just said? I said, get up and get out. I was like, well, drill instructor, I was like, sir, all due respect, I didn't get to eat yet, and I'm hungry. He was like, you think I give a damn? And he was like, senior drill instructor, we got a recruit that doesn't want to listen or doesn't want to train or something like that. Senior comes over. He's like, son, what the fuck is your problem? I was like, well, senior, I was like, sir, I didn't get to eat yet. And recruit. I only sat down here for, yeah, right. This recruit didn't get to eat yet. No, I didn't say that. I said, sir, I didn't get to eat yet.
he totally went off script. They about to send him to the barrage or whatever.
I said, sir, I didn't get to eat yet. I've only sat down for 30 seconds. He said, and he grabbed me by my shirt, picked me up, and tossed me against the wall. And he goes, yeah, well, you're about to learn real fucking quick that this ain't home where mama and daddy are. So you're going to sit down, you're going to listen to my fucking drill instructors, blah, blah, blah. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. And he says, sit the fuck down, eat your chow. So I got like 2 minutes. And then the drill instructor that told me to get up and get out, he stood over me. He was like this. He stood over me. He was like this. It was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have fun with you. Yeah, when we get to training, oh, you're gonna be with me in the sand pit, blah blah blah. And I just had to sit there and nod my head while I eat. Oh, it was great.
Damn.
Yeah, boot camp experience is definitely unique. We had a time that we had to lock down the base because one of our guys, or our recruits, we go downstairs, and usually like the routine is, you go downstairs, you get information, we get accountability of each individual Marine, or not Marine, but recruit, and then from there we go to do training. Well, for whatever reason, our instructor didn't do that, so we went downstairs, we got information. Once everybody got information, we ran to do the CFT, which is one of the physical exams we had to do.
Yeah, I hated that shit.
It sucked. And after we all did our part, we got information again. We got accountability, but we were missing one recruit. So like at this point, like we're just, maybe he's in the in the head in the bathroom. He was just somewhere else. All the other platoons left. We were still there. So then we go upstairs, and then PMO shows up with NCIS, and everybody's kind of like cleaning their weapons. Everybody's quiet, like trying to figure it out. I overhear them like, yeah, the base is locked down right now. We can't find him. We cannot find him. About an hour goes by. I'm cleaning my rifle, and all I hear is, there's recruits right here. And I turn around, and he's just in the back of the bay. I was like, where the fuck was he? So that all I see is my drone instructor. Like you, Carlos, you ever seen those fucking drone instructors that like, they just fucking run? Like they just fucking run like out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
They ran from the house all the way to the end of the bay, and they were just fucking going off on him. And before I knew it, he was arrested.
Shark Tank.
He was put in fucking handcuffs, and he was gone. I didn't see him after that. Gone.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't play
Where
with
was
that
he?
shit. Oh, he was. So like in the base, like in the very corner, there's like extra racks and extra fucking mattresses. He was hiding like right there. He was right there the whole time. So he never even went downstairs. He just stayed. He was the last one. I guess he went to go hide, and then we went to go do our shit. Came back, and he was still there. He was hiding because he didn't want to do the CFT.
He didn't know that. Okay, drill instructors have the exact number of recruits that are in the squad bay.
I don't know what,
and we're gonna do accountability.
I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. And then there's this other time that the base got locked down again because one of our other recruits left their rifle at the squad bay. Yeah. Their rifle on a hike. Like, how do you not know you have a rifle when you don't have a rifle when you first get information? Because when we have hikes, like we will all go outside, the whole company.
Carry it on your foot.
Yeah, we'll stand in fucking formation for like at least an hour, and then we'll step and we'll start hiking. But like the whole hour, he was just sitting there, just fucking rifleless. Like, how do you not know? So we got to the halfway point. We sat down, and all here's, "Where the fuck is your rifle, recruit?" And I took back, and he didn't have his fucking rifle. He was just nothing. He had nothing on him, but he left it in the squad bay, dude. And then the base got shut down because they thought that somebody stole it or some shit like that. Dude, it was crazy. Marine Corps is crazy.
Oh my god! Especially when you would do accountability, and they'd be like, "Okay, one, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir," and they forget the fucking number.
They forget, or like they fuck it up. It's like 5. It's fucking 6, and
the fuck do you forget the number? Start over, and then you have to start over 3 times because the same recruit forgets the number, and then everybody gets punished for it. It was just like, what the hell, dude?
And we'll have like 80 fucking recruits, so it's not like we have like 20. We go from 1 to 20. No, we go like 1 to 80. So it was like consistent, like fuck up, shut up, and dude,
fuck up, shut up.
So we're coming up on an hour, so I just want to leave with one quote. I kind of want to get your opinion on this one quote. It's kind of what I was telling you earlier. So someone graduated at 21 but waited 6 years to get a good job. Someone had no education but was a millionaire at 21. Someone got married at 20 but divorced 5 years later. Someone got married at 30 but found everlasting love. You're not late, you're not early, you're on time. What do you think about that, Carlos? That nothing but for me, I can say that's nothing but the truth. You know, I'm young, but it took me a while to remind myself that, you know, I was young, so I'm still am young, so I don't have to have everything all figured out. You know, I can drop friends here, I can find friends later, and I just got a lot to do. But what's it like for you? What do you think about it?
Well, I definitely know. For me, I'm definitely stubborn. So like I try to do everything on my own, and if I can't do it on my own, I just hate asking for people to help because I feel like I'm a burden.
Yeah.
Right. But I definitely think that that's right. I definitely think that that's a true quote. Because you know we don't have it all figured out, whether we know it or not. We don't. We're 21. You know, we're still trying to figure out our P's and Q's, what we want to do for the rest of our life. If we're gonna be, you know, get rich quick, like, so we don't know yet.
So I definitely I'm 21. You're 21, but what do you think, Perez? Because you're a little older.
So, like, do
you have it all figured out?
Hell no, fuck no. I don't have to figure shit out. I mean, besides joining the Marine Corps, I really thought I was gonna re-enlist and just kind of just go up from there. Just do my 20 years and be done, and just basically just be set for the rest of my life. But I joined when I was 23, so I still had like from 18 to 23, you know, those years to like really know what the fuck I want to do. And obviously like law enforcement was my go-to. All I can say is like, you know, if you want to do something, just fucking go for it. And if it doesn't go your way at that point, you know, that point in time, just fucking keep trying. Try 3-4 years down the line. But make sure that you're fit mentally and physically and emotionally to do those things as well. You know, because I mean, I'm 27. I'm a lot older than you guys, almost 6 years older, and you know I've gone through fucking hell and back. But even if I didn't join the Marine Corps, I don't know where I'll be to this day. So just kind of take life for granted and just make sure that you do what is best for you. If that makes sense.
I like
as
that.
long as you're happy, that's what matters.
Yep. What about you, Carlos? Anything you want to leave off on before we end this podcast, our first podcast back?
Yeah, guys, I really hope that you guys enjoyed. There's obviously more podcasts to come from this. Cole said it in the beginning. We have these links. We have a website, Spotify, all these other links. Go ahead and check us out on all of our social medias. I'm sure Cole will post it in the description or the bio below. But just make sure to stay tuned for any other updates or any other podcasts that we decide to host or any other videos or things of that nature. Obviously, we appreciate Carlos for being here. Maybe this is not going to be his last time on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Certainly hope not.
Hell no. If you guys invite me, I'll be here. I ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. All right, guys. Thank you for going to the Country Boy Podcast. This is your host, Cole Torres, with my co-host, Carlos Mims, and we had our one guest, Carlos Perez, veteran for the Marine Corps. Got it right this time with the right-handed salute. But yeah, we're gonna be a lot more involved this time. Carlos has a lot of great ideas too, a great co-host to have. So I'm excited to have him. But check us out anywhere you podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or just on YouTube. And we will see you guys next time.
Peace.